Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and I'll be honest with you, this is a video I never thought I would be able to make. So sit back and strap in because I have some things to show you. Welcome back to the channel, and I hope you all are having a fantastic day. And as I said before, I have some interesting coins to show to you. Now, one of the first reasons why I thought this was a video I would never make is because all of these coins I have in front of me were found in a live stream. Basically, what I do most weekends, if you don't know already, is we go through boxes of coins that we picked up from the bank, and, we hunt them. We look for anything interesting, collectible, old, silver, whatnot, foreigns, the like. So, usually I let streams be streams, I let videos be videos. I never thought I would find something interesting enough to be able to make a video out of it. I was proven wrong today. Last night, more specifically. I was proven wrong. Very, very wrong. And some of you with some keen eyes and a little bit of knowledge up there in your head area might already have seen a few things that are interesting. So where do I even start with this? I mean, for those of you who were there, some of you may have been, this hunt was by far a well above average performance. If not, it was the best performance out of a single bank box, $100 box of nickels, 2,000 coins. We did it in about 3.5 hours or so, because I take my time and I look through everything. This lot here was everything I picked out that was of interest, minus maybe one or two things. I'll get to that in a second. And obviously, even if you're not super experienced with coins, you might see a couple things here that are obviously not normal American nickels. So, or at least ones that you might not be used to seeing on a daily basis. So, where do we begin here? That's the question. So I think a safe place to start is going to be this one right here. And some of you might already know what this is. I mean, there's a pretty clear date showing already on it. And some of you might not, so allow me to show it to you. This right here is a 1903 Liberty Head V-nickel, affectionately named. And as you can see on the reverse, there's a V, Roman numeral 5. This is just an older American nickel. It is the design that came before the American Buffalo nickels, and some of the more keen-sighted of you may have seen something pertaining to what I just mentioned. But we're here on the Liberty Head V-nickel for now. So on the obverse it says United States of America. You can't see the of America much anymore, but we can see United, we can kind of see states, and we can see the cents at the bottom. We can see most of the wreath, and the 5, of course. On the Liberty Head side, unfortunately, the word Liberty in her crown is worn off. She's just very well worn overall, but the date is nice and clear, which is a win for sure. 1903 Liberty Head V-nickel. This is my first one I've pulled out of circulation. I mean, I've seen these before, or I've owned them before, but first one I've pulled out of the wild, we'll call it that way. So putting this down for a minute, I'm just going to show you my book. Here we are under the Liberty Head section. You can see these were made from 1883 up to 1913. A little bit of information here. If you want to pause the video, feel free. And this is what they are supposed to look like, right? Well, these are variety, but varieties. So the older one had a different variety than the normal one. Variety 2 is going to be the most common you find. So the one we found is not an 1800s one, unfortunately, but we did find a 1903. It's not a difficult one to find. As you can see, they made 28 million of these. But what I find more interesting is that we pulled it out of a bank box of all things. So I can't be upset about it. I really can't, right? I was super excited. I believe I'm going to be putting the live reactions into this video. I got to look through the stream and put them in here. But so this will probably be followed by a clip of that. Oh, My head hurts. Oh my gosh, no way! What? There's no way. A V-nickel? What the hell? What is this box? This has been sitting under my desk for like 3 weeks, and I didn't open it? Oh my gosh. I haven't found one of these yet. It's a shame it's so worn. Let's look at the other side. 1903 V-nickel. What the heck is going on? I had this box under my desk for 3 weeks, and I didn't open it? That's a 1903 V-nickel. It's not 1800s, but I cannot complain. What the heck? That is wild. So clearly I was very excited about that, and and I still am very excited about it. Unfortunately, it's pretty worn, but I'm not one to complain. This is an amazing find. I'm glad I found it. This is a 122-year-old coin right now, floating around in circulation, and we just pulled it out. So definitely, probably, I can't say this is the best find of the box. And some of you who know what you're looking at here might know why, but we'll get to that. So moving on to the next thing we're going to take a look at, we're going to take a look at the next generation of American nickels here. This is a Buffalo nickel from 1937, as you can see down here. It's an okay shape. These 1937s are not hard to find. They made a lot of these coins, and even when you're looking through bank boxes and stuff, there's a pretty good chance when you actually do find a Buffalo mixed in with the rest of the Jeffersons, it's going to be a late 30s date, right? Or, one of the last designs. So speaking of late designs, this is not the last year, but it's very close. 1938 was the transition year, so you can find a couple 1938 Buffalo nickels mixed in with your 1938 Jefferson nickels. So again, here's the other side. It's in pretty good shape. It's got some wear on it for sure, but it is just a 1937 Philadelphia Buffalo nickel. And that one I'm very happy with as well. And just to show you, here we are on the Buffalo nickel page in the book that I keep mentioning, the red book. 1937, they made 79.5 million of these. They did make Denver's as well, but the one we have is a Philadelphia. So not hard to come by, but still a good find. It's an older generation nickel. You don't run into them all the time in daily use, but when you hunt bank boxes, these pop up on average maybe once every 2 boxes or so, if you're lucky. So I can't complain about that at all. Alright, I think we're done beating around the bush here. And some of you who are newer to this hobby or maybe don't have all the information stored in your heads yet, you might be asking, well, Luke, if the 1903 Liberty Head V-nickel and the 1937 Buffalo nickel are not the best finds of the hunt, then what is? I mean, the rest of these are just Jeffersons, Canadians. There's a foreign here, sure. But what's the best one then? And some of you who do know a thing or two about Jefferson coins might have been looking at this one in the plastic here this whole time, thinking that you know exactly what this is. And those of you who know a thing or two about coins, I think you do know exactly what this is. But for those of you who don't, allow me. What we're looking at here is a 1950 Jefferson nickel. And there's a reason I'm not showing the back yet, right? So those of you who had your suspicions earlier, who know a little bit about these coins, definitely know what's coming. And this just blew me away, like by a long shot. And if you look at this coin, it's in pretty darn good condition. There's a strong strike. The wearing is minimal. Everything is perfectly legible. It's a great coin, in great condition. Before I flip this over, we're going to take a look over here at the Red Book information, and I'm going to show you a thing or two about the 1950 Jefferson nickels. As you can see here, 1950, this is the Philadelphia version. They made 9.8 million, roughly, of these 1950 Philadelphia nickels for circulation. These were intended to go out into the public to be used as, currency. Under that one, on the next line, we see 1950, the Denver variant. This number is a lot smaller than any other number you will see in this book on Jefferson nickels. This number is 2.63 million and 30. It's small. If you look at some of these other numbers, they're from tens to hundreds of million, even billions in the 64 case. So when I pulled this out of the bankroll that I tore open, and again, I'm pretty sure I have live reactions. I'm going to try to find the footage and put them in this video. When I found this, I just stared at this side for probably a minute, saying, if this is a 50 Denver, it's going to save us boxes, thousands of nickels worth of searching. Because this right here, what we're looking at, is the rarest Jefferson nickel intended for circulation ever minted. And I say intended for circulation, it's not an error coin or anything like that. This is just a normal minted coin for that year. It is a 1950, and when we flip it over, you'll see on the back, there's a Denver mint mark right next to the Monticello building, right over here. And that is when I lost my mind, if I remember correctly. Again, insert live stream video here. Getting down to this. Oh, it is. It's just a 50. Oh, don't mind that. Let me turn that off. Oops, left my notifications on. 1950. Don't run into a lot of these. Ooh, wait. Please be a 50 Denver. I forgot. These are actually incredibly hard to find. Before I look at it, I don't have any 50s yet. At all, for the whole year. So, I know that the 50 Denver, they only made like 3 million of them. It's an incredibly hard coin to find. So this is a 50 Denver, we get the hardest coin in the collection out of the way super early. But if it's a Philly, I'll still be happy with it because it's a 50. Please be a Denver. Let's see what it is. Oh my gosh, it's a Denver. No way. Dude, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm not just being stupid, but there's no way. Oh my gosh, it is. 1950 Denver, 2.6 million, and we found it already this year. Are you kidding me? That's the hardest coin in the collection to fill. And we just pulled it out of the box, just like that. Are you... Oh my gosh, and it's in good condition. Look at that. It's very nice. That's a Denver. That would suck to put it under the microscope and it's like an S or something, but I don't think they made 50 S's. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I mean, we're done. There's nothing there's nothing better to find than that. Besides like old buffaloes. Like, we're done. That's it. So yeah, this was an amazing find. I can't be happier about finding this early because this would have been the one that we get stuck on in filling out our collection. If there's any one to get stuck on, it would be this one. I know of some creators and other collectors who are struggling to find these. And we found one in great condition, which is nice. I did look under the microscope as well. I'll put a photo up on stream on camera here. There's even a couple steps on it, which is amazing for how old this coin is. 1950 Denver, so we're looking at 75 years old now. And we just pulled it out of circulation just like that. So I am absolutely over the moon with this coin for sure. So that's why I feel very comfortable saying that that is by far the best find of the entire box. But, as you can see laid out in front of us, we have more interesting things to go over. Let's pick a couple out. Now, I found these Canadians to be interesting. First off, I do collect foreigns. Anything I find out of American nickel boxes, I'm going to pull out, I'm going to set aside, no matter how common or uncommon they may be. But some of these Canadians were interesting. I saw some stuff I have never seen before. Starting on the end here, this was the oldest Canadian we pulled out. It is a 1960, and it's 12-sided. It actually has angles here. It is not round. It's a 12-sided 1960 Canadian 5-cent piece. Oh, Canadians flip this way. You got young head Queen Elizabeth II on it. Pretty scratched up, but it's the date that counts, right? And I was pleasantly surprised to learn that, I first thought, I should check and see if these are silver or anything like that. And when I did some research, I knew about these, but I didn't know what dates they were. This is a 99.9% pure nickel. It is solid, one metal nickel, with a little bit of impurities in it. And I think that's really cool. The odd shape of it, combined with the older date and the interesting composition, makes this a keeper in my book. That being said, we have a couple more. Following that one, I found this 1968. Not 12-sided anymore. This is a round one. But again, 99.9% pure nickel. Slightly older design on it too. She's got the crown on now. Nice coin. And then the 1975, which, correct me if I'm wrong, editing Luke, but this is also 99.9% nickel. So we found 3 of them in one box. Same design as the 68. Very nice finds. I like these. So those are the old Canadians. Those are 99% nickel. Moving on from there, I did find a 2009 Canadian, more modern. You can see the older head design with the, I believe these are Royal Mint marks, potentially. Someone can prove me wrong if I'm wrong. 2009. I thought this one was interesting when I pulled it out. And some of you may be noticing why I think that's interesting. Now, as a Canadian, you're probably thinking, yep, it's a nickel. Okay, I know exactly what year that is. I live in the northeast of the United States. I haven't seen one of these yet. So this is a 5-cent Canadian piece, and as you can see, there's no date under Canada, where the date usually is. Some of you know exactly what this means. I did not. I pulled it out like this, and had no idea what I was looking at. I thought maybe I was looking at a proof or an error or they just forgot to put the date on there, but it is no error. If we flip this over, you can see Queen Lizzie on this side. Nice finish on these, by the way. You Canadians know how to plate your currency. Very nicely done. But if you look down here, if it focuses, I guess right here is where it wants to be, you can see 2 dates, 1952 and 2002. So what I believe this means is that this is a anniversary coin of sorts. And I'm going to put information on the screen of exactly what this is, so I don't sound like an idiot trying to guess from here. But it's a 50-year anniversary, 52 to 2002. And it's something I had never seen before. I like the crown design on this one. Looks a bit bigger. And, got the normal beaver on the other side. But I thought it was interesting not having a date on it. It was very cool. And finally, we have a 2012 Canadian with the old head design on it as well, with the Royal Mint mark. Again, very nicely plated. I believe these are actually steel. plated with nickel or something like that. I'll put information on the screen here with that. But the Canadian coin compositions are very interesting. I had fun reading up on these. And so that does it for the Canadian row here. And a couple other of you may have been looking at this coin the whole time. And I'll be honest, when I pulled this out, I had no idea what this was. I had never seen it before, and context clues were failing me. I shouldn't say failing me. We got close to a good guess, and I'll insert the live stream footage of that here. See what the other one is, though. What is that? Okay. Here's what I see. We got some Arabic going on here. I see a big 2 there, though. Let me see. My geography brain is working overtime here. Let's look at the other side. So, before I flip this, how much we want to bet? If I flip it this way, and it's right side up, it was probably a British territory. Let's just see that. Okay, it's not. Alright, what do we got? Someone I should know? Well, I gotta look at it with my eyes a bit here. This is new to me. The edge is really cool. I like that. What is that? This, like, not Egyptian. That probably sounds stupid. Actually, wait, is this like a Malaysian coin or something? Like in the what do you call it? Like like north of Oceania? Like maybe Thailand or actually, Malaysia, whatever. Because now that I look at these symbols a bit more, it looks like it has more Indian influence to it. And it would also explain the architecture here. I can easily just Google photo this, but I want to make an educated guess on it. That's part of the fun, right? It's got a cool design on it. But now that I look at these lettering, it doesn't actually look Arabic. It looks like it might be Indian influenced. There's a 2 there. Oh, it's not a WF, they're just more symbols. Let's look at the guy on the back here. I don't know, does he look Asian-ish? Maybe Indian? This is new to me. The thing that's, kind of throwing me off here is the dots around the outside is a very English thing to do. So I'm wondering if it's India, but... Alright, final guesses here, right? India or like Malaysia or something. Let's Google Photos it, see what it is, right? Thailand. I did say Thailand at one point, but it wasn't my final guess. 2 baht, B-A-H-T, Baht Rama. 2 baht coin. Okay, so how do I find out the year on these is the next question. So it's the first Thai coin we have. So what we're looking at here, if I didn't already include it in the live stream footage in this video, what we're looking at here is a Thai coin. It's from Thailand, and deciphering what this coin said was very fun. But basically what I saw in the roll, this was the very last roll of the box, roll 50. And as I pulled the roll out and I was looking at the edges, I saw this. Come on camera, there we go. I saw this, which immediately told me I was looking at something interesting. Or I was looking at an arcade token that was worth nothing. But my gut was telling me a foreign. So we pulled it out, and we are looking at a Thailand coin here. This is 2 baht, I believe is how you pronounce it, B-A-H-T. 2 baht coin. And what you have to do to figure out the date on these, because this 2 this is baht and then 2, right? And to find out the date, you have to decipher these 4 symbols right here in this row of 6. And basically what it gives you is a number that is not a date that we have reached in human society yet. It gives you like 2500 something, right? How these coins work for dating is that they use a different calendar. It's significant to the Hindu culture, Hindu religion. And I'll put information on the screen here so I don't sound like a complete idiot or ignorant, anything like that, or intolerant. But basically what you have to do is subtract 500 or so years from the Hindu calendar to get to the modern dates. And when you do that math, we find out that this was a 2006, I believe, 2 baht. And if we look at the other side, here is a portrait of their king. At the time, I don't know if he's still ruling. I'm sorry, I don't know my Thai history very well. I know more ancient stuff, not modern day. But this is very interesting. It's got his name on the back here. And when I saw this, I saw little pieces of this. I think I saw it from this side. I saw all these dots, and I thought, oh, you know, another English coin, Canadian coin, something like that. It's got all the dots around the rim. Pleasantly surprised that it wasn't. And another reason it's not British or Canadian is because it flips correctly. I'm sorry, Canadians and English people. My bad. But yeah, there we go. A 2 baht coin. That was a first for me, and I am very happy with it. It's a cool design, it's something different, and it was a lot of fun deciphering this, trying to figure out what it was. That was amazing. That was genuinely really cool having to do that hunting and figure out what it was. So a few other coins of note here. This pile is all 2024 Philadelphia's. We did not find a Denver, unfortunately, in this box, but 5 2024s in one box is pretty darn good. And a box that had 2024s in it that also had all this stuff. 1903 to 2024. What is that, 121 year spread in currency dates? That's pretty cool. So those are the low mintage 2024s that we found. And there's this little pile right under those 2024s that I have set aside. And I'll take one at a time here. We're going to start with the oldest. These are, well, for example, I'll just show you. This is a 1946. Very worn down, but when we flip it over, you'll see there is a San Francisco mint mark here to the right of the Monticello. I am probably going to leave that stutter in. So yeah, it's a 46 San Francisco. I love finding these older San Francisco mint marks. It tickles a special place in my heart to find these. I don't know why, I just love them. So that was the 46. Following that one, we found a 47 San Francisco, 2 in a row. And following that one, we found a 1951, which is very beat up, also a San Francisco. So when we consult our red book here, if we'll look at the 1946 San Francisco, has a mintage of 13.5 million, not too bad at all. Following that one, we had the 1947 San Francisco, 24.7 million. Not as hard to find, but still the rarest of the 47s. And then following that one, we look at the 51S, and look at that. 7.776 million on the 51S. Very good find. Doesn't quite hit the 1950 Denver, but amazing that we found that one. And something I'll also point out too is not only did we find the 50 Denver, but we also found the 50 Philly. So we found that whole set and a 51 San Francisco. I'm very happy with that. And just to show that I'm not pulling your leg, here is the other 1950. It is a 1950. If we flip it over, there is no Denver mint mark. It's the Philadelphia. A little bit of gunk there. I'm pretty sure I can wipe that off. I'm going to do that carefully in a minute. But 1950 Philly, right there, about 9 million made. And the 1950 Denver, so we got the whole set in one box instead of two, the pair. 50, and there's the Denver mint mark. I put it in this little plastic thing. I didn't want to risk scratching it, dropping it, damaging it, denting it any more than it already was, so some of you might think I'm crazy, but it makes my brain feel better. The rest of these, we have a bunch of 50s up in this row. We found 1950s, 52, 53, 54, 56, 57, 58, and 59. Did not find any 55s or 51s, except for the San Francisco. So we did find a 51. No 55s, though. And then in the older row, we found two 1939s over here, a 1940, two 41s, a 48, and a 49. So we did not get the trifecta with the Liberty V-Nickel, the Buffalo, and the Silvers, but we did get the Liberty V-Nickel, the Buffalo, and a 1950 Denver, which arguably is way better than finding a silver. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this video. We have an amazing box hunt here. It went way better than I could ever hope for. I mean, except for not finding silver, but, I mean, look at these. I mean, I can't complain about that, can I? 1903 Liberty Head V-Nickel, 1937 Buffalo Nickel, 1950 Denver, 1950 Philly, a bunch of San Francisco mints, 2024s, older Canadians. I mean, come on. But if you enjoyed this video, let me know down in the comments. And if you're interested in seeing these box hunts live, I do them most weekends. I do post on X of when I'm going to do them, and the streams are also almost always scheduled on YouTube. So if you are interested in looking at the schedule, you can do that on my channel under the live section. So anyway, that's going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. And if not, I hope you can teach me something. Let me know down in the comments. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you live on stream sometime. Have a good one.